I think people are very stressed out. I think that when you spend a lot of time in public, and these days time in public means time in traffic, whenever you leave your house, which is nice, the American house is a nice, gentle place. It's nice. The interiors are nice, the yards are nice, but once you leave that house, you enter an experience of traffic congestion, strip development, people speeding and hostile. Your fellow citizen becomes a competitor. Whenever you're driving around, the other driver is your competitor for a scarce commodity called asphalt. And I think also a lot of kids can't walk around to their friends, really, because they live in a cul-de-sac. It's dangerous to walk in these high-speed streets. And so you warehouse them watching television when the parent isn't home. And so those kids aren't properly socialized. They're not, they can't get to the pickup baseball game. They can't get to their friends until their parents drive them around. Of course, the senior citizens are isolated, because when you live in the suburbs and at some point in life you don't drive, or at least you don't want to drive, so you decide not to do things. Like, I won't accept that party invitation. What we've observed is that right now in the US there's two parallel realities. There's the reality of the conventional suburban stuff, and then the traditional towns. And within these two realities, one seems to work a lot better than the other. So we asked ourselves, why don't we build those again? What is to prevent us from building traditional towns and traditional villages again? And we slowly discovered is that once we learned how to do it, which we did by observation, once we learned how to do it, we could actually, there were plenty of developers ready to do it, because there was a market for it. People like living in towns and villages. And the only thing that we have against us is that there's a lot of conventions that expect suburban development. There are, for example, the codes prevent it. The traffic engineering standards prevent it. Some of the ways mortgages are granted prevent it. So while there's a market for it, you learn how to do it again, there's a need for it. Younger people don't drive, older people don't drive. Why can't they have a place where they can live without a car? So there's a need for it, but there's a system against us. There's a system of laws, ordinances, standards that's against us. And that's what the whole fight has been about, is would we please be allowed to build these places again?